You've been building for several hours in Grounded 2 and potentially created something functional, maybe even massive in size, but deep down, you know something is wrong. Maybe it's the stairs are off center or the roof doesn't line up, but you decided not to fix it. Why is that? I think it's because you're afraid of wasted time. You've already spent the stems, the resources, you've done all of the work, and the thought of tearing something like that down feels a bit like defeat. Today, I'm going to be looking at why that fear is probably the thing stopping you from building something amazing in Grounded 2, and why the best builders you'll see are the ones who aren't afraid to destroy everything that they built up to that point. The first mental trap that we fall into is thinking that because you've already invested time into something, you have to finish it. And Grounded, that's going to kill your creativity. You've spent hours doing all of these things for your base, you place everything, and then you realize the layout doesn't work. Most players will just make it work because they don't want to lose all of that time spent. But here's the secret: that hour or however long isn't lost if you tear the build down. That hour was just your rough draft. You learned the terrain, you saw what didn't work. The only way that the time is truly wasted is if you leave a base that you hate standing in your world just because you were afraid to start over. The second reason you aren't happy with your builds is that you're trying to build towards a finished image you saw somewhere else, instead of building for the space that you're in. When we're afraid of wasting time, we stick to safe, very boring designs. We build boxes because boxes are predictable. But good building requires risk. It requires trying a circular tower, failing, and trying again. Stop asking, how do I build a castle? And start asking, what does this specific corner of the park or my base need? When you stop building for the result and start building for the problem, your own style starts to emerge naturally. The best thing I ever did for my builds was giving myself permission to fail. I started looking at my first 2 hours of any project as just a sketch. I'm just testing heights, seeing how lights hit the walls, checking the pathing, whatever it is. If I delete it all at the end of those 2 hours, I haven't wasted any time. I've actually gained information. Pro builders don't get it right the first time. They just have the stomach to delete the first version or even the second version in order to get to the masterpiece. So I want to challenge you. Go to that one spot in your base that you know is wrong, but you've been too afraid to fix, and just delete it. And then I want you to tell me about it. Leave a comment below. What is your biggest building nightmare? Is it a staircase that didn't align, a roof that won't snap, or maybe a base location that's impossible to work with? I'm going to go through those comments and pick a few of my favorites to tackle in a future video showing you how to turn those frustrations into designs that actually could work. So don't be afraid to waste time. Be afraid of building something that you don't love. I'll see you in the next video.